I have a powerful sales method built for women who are experts, coaches, consultants, and agency owners. Oh, now I whittled it down. So if you selling a widget, I can't help you. But if you bartering on your brilliance, I got you covered.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Legacy's Journey, where we talk about creating what outlives you. I'm your host, Cameron Williams, owner of Kinley Consulting, where we focus on strategic financial growth for marketing agencies so that they can live the dream life they deserve and not be a slave to their business. And we do that through accounting, CFO, and consulting services. Now, y'all know this is season 2. And season 2, we focusing all about the road to $1 million agencies, right? So, I had to put some fillers out there. I'm like, hey, I need my people to tell me, who should we be bringing on? And so I was like, you know what? We always talk about agencies and sales and finances. So I'm like, yo, who is the top sales coach? Like, who do y'all know that's been doing this at a high level, has a track record of helping people? And, they start saying names, but it was this one block, like out of the last 10 comments, like 8 said this one person. So at this point, I'm like, well, dang, who is this person they keep talking about? And so I remembered the name because I've seen her before on these Facebook streets. But I was like, okay, let me reach out. And so she's just been laughing at me the whole time, which I think is hilarious. But we're going to jump into it because I think she's going to have a lot of good stuff and data and information for us. So everybody, Dawnna is on. What is going on?
How you doing? How are you? How are you doing today?
It's Monday.
It's a good day. Monday. It's President's Day, actually.
It is. All right, let's jump into it. So tell the people who you are, name a company, how long you've been in it, and what specifically you do.
All right. So my name is Dawnna St. And that is my actual name, not a stage name, which I've gotten that before. My URL, believe it or not, is my first name, which is dawnna.com. But the company that I built is called Fire Savvy. And Fire Savvy, specifically, we have powerful sales methods. We specifically work with a lot of women. Not that I haven't worked with men, and you'll know that by the companies that I've kept, but we specifically have a sales method that is for women, built for women who want a new and effortlessly easy way to enroll clients without resorting to any cringeworthy, hard-selling, dudeish tactics. Like, and you know what I'm talking about. They say things like, you can 10x it, always be closing, push hard. I'm like, oh my God, can we just leverage what we do best and close some deals? And so we have a 4-step process to do that. But my client list does include Microsoft, Starbucks, Amazon, the little companies. And then as well, some cybersecurity firms, government contractors, women, and of course, small women business owners, agency owners. We have a methodology that I've been using for quite a while that helped me build a $250 million tech consultancy that I sold when I was 39 and then retired. And right now I am the top 5 sales coach in the country and the number 1 women's sales coach in the country.
Woo! Okay. See, everybody knows I gotta start taking notes because y'all see how smooth she just little companies that's not little, top 5 sales coach, the number 1 women's. It's a lot right here. So we gotta start from. Let's start back with the jokes though, because I wanted to laugh, but I didn't want to mess up the recording. So that's a very popular thing that I've heard, that there's this concept called bro marketing. For those who aren't aware, which everybody should be, but just in case, give us the definition of bro marketing versus, we'll just say, regular marketing.
Right, and I call it like dudeish sales, right? So bro marketing really is one of those things where you kind of make these huge, gigantic promises of future change, and they literally live on the cusp, and it is a thing. What they do is they try to confuse and overwhelm. That's the goal. And when they confuse and overwhelm, but they've sold you this future, then you feel like the only way you can get to that future is through them because they've put out so much content that you're confused and overwhelmed. that you have no other choice but to go that direction. So you back in the day, especially when it first started, you would see 45-minute video based webinars that had all this stuff to tell you to do, but no way to know how to do it at all. And so, yeah, confuse and overwhelm is definitely a tactic of bro marketing. And you see that a lot. We don't do that. We actually have broken it down from hell. You go to some of these gurus out here, you want to learn how to do sales, they have 5,782 hours worth of content. And I'm like, yo, give me 90 minutes. Like that's all you really
That
need.
is very true because I've seen some and they're like, yeah, we got this awesome course. And I'm like,
Oh, and the course is
no,
ridiculous.
yeah, who can? I mean, I know we have to do some work, but who can watch, 2-hour videos? And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'm trying to implement that. When I'm going to watch that?
it's a lot. And the reason that they do that, just so you'll know, and this is a hallmark of bro marketing, is because then they can say, well, because you did not do our 3,845, you failed, even though you did the rest of them, right? That's where the challenge really comes in. It's so complicated. And the thing is, if you can't explain something to a 7-year-old, then quite honestly, you ain't got it. You're just waterboarding people with too much content and they're drowning and reaching out to you to be saved. And it's horrible.
Okay, now I'm starting to think back of some courses I took, and I'm like,
Like, oh, they gave me all of that. Oh my God, now I know why.
well, and see, me, I was the type because then, of course, I was always the poster boy for, can you give me a testimonial? Because I'm starting to think I was the one of the few that actually would go through it. Because I'm the type, once the kids go to bed, like I'm gonna just play it at night while I'm cleaning up or doing something or whatever, so that way I can hurry up and get through. And they will always be so shocked, and I'm like, why are you shocked? But now I'm starting to see everybody ain't finished your course. I do
Right,
what you said.
right.
But to your point, I mean, when it's 5, 6, 7 chapters and 5 to 10 videos each, and all of them are over an hour, I'm like, man, it's rough.
Yeah, and a
It's
lot of it is content that doesn't give you the specific how to. And this is after you've paid for it. Right. So they
yeah,
don't give you the specific how to. And so now you have no choice. So bro marketing, another hallmark of bro marketing is the ascension ladder. How do we get you to constantly buy up rather than buy what you need?
the famous upsell. Yes, how
Oh
can we
my God.
continuously upsell? So you got them in
Continuous.
here. Hmm. Okay,
Now, don't
so
get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with upselling, but what they do is it's trickle upsells. So in other words, I'm going to talk to you, and instead of putting you in the program that I think is right for you, which let's say the program that is right for you for argument's sake is 25,000. What they'll do instead is they'll put you in these lower programs, and then they'll keep moving you up and keep moving you up and keep moving you up until you get to the $25,000 program. But by then they've already made $25,000 off of you. So it's a really good way to get $50,000 out of someone who only needs a $25,000 program.
Hmm. I hope y'all are listening to this because some of y'all, I know for a fact, I need to buy an ads course or I need to go get a sales course that's going to help me. And I'm just saying, she breaking it down for y'all. I
Right.
told y'all. We
And a
went
lot
ahead.
of the courses that they teach they're not hands on, they're not on the job training, right? So we're really big. Okay, here's a total shameless self promotion plug. When we do our 6 week course includes 3 weeks of you actually selling.
Flex. I mean, let's talk about that
Yeah.
because like I've taken one where like I come in now, of course, on the sales call, it's yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, they finesse me a little bit, but it is what it is. So hey, tell us about what you want. How would your life be different if you hit it? Blah blah blah. You come in, and so I'm like, all right, what we need to do? Oh, well, the first thing you need to do is go watch these 2 sections. I start looking at the section. It's like a 2.5 hour video. It's another one that's like an hour and 30
Yeah, that's
minutes.
the other thing. If people tired of watching videos, like ours is live. Like just like we here right now, y'all on the phone with me, like we all together, like I can see you, you can see me. We actually tell people like, come prepared to turn on your camera, get used to being on camera, because in 3 weeks when you enter in our sales, what we do in ours is that 3 weeks of it, it's a sales competition and challenge. So it's a challenge for yourself, but then you're in with the team. So now it's a competition. And where we want you to compete to make money. And so for the first 3 weeks, we're making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to have leads so that when you get to week 3, you actually have someone to sell to in that competition.
Wait. So I don't have to do my first chapter on mindset because I mean, to be fair, most people do have some type of issues around money. You know this because you help them. There are some people, and we've even asked that question here on the podcast where it's like, hey, what was your life like growing up in relation to money? Were you one of the people who your family had money, therefore money is not a big deal, or were you getting it out the mud? Because, you know, I knew I couldn't ask mom and them for something. So for me, money is a thing that I have to work towards and all these different things. So to be fair, there is a mindset component, but you're
Mindset is
saying
critical, yes, but when I'm having you go and watch a chapter on mindset, I'm not solving your mindset issue. That's why we don't do videos. When you're before you even get on the call, we already know what your challenges are from a mindset perspective. So when you're on the call with and our groups, we keep our groups small. Like we don't let more than 25 people get in. So when you get on there, we're solving your mindset issue, not everybody. We're solving the one that you have. And we know that there are mindset issues about money, but is it survivor's guilt? Is that the mindset issue? Is it a value-based mindset issue? What
oh,
is it?
wait, break it down because remember, everybody not genius like you. So
Okay.
survivor's guilt is
So survivor's guilt is like, and I'll use people especially that come from another country. So let's say I have a client came from Jamaica, right? He's an attorney here. He's doing extremely well. And every time he makes more than 5 cents, he feels like he has to send it back home, even to people who aren't working or even trying to get up, because he survived and he made it out and he became an attorney and he's crushing it and they're not. And so he feels like he has to save them, right? So he has
okay.
survivor's guilt. Now, some people call it a savior's complex. He doesn't want to, he feels guilty if he does, right? And so he starts repeating the pattern of it every time he makes money. Instead of him investing it so that he can have his money work for him, he's constantly sending his money away.
Okay, so that's one thing they do. What's another mindset when that's using?
The other one that's really huge, and this one is, I'm gonna use the women's version of this especially. Women use networking, referrals, and introductions to do 50% of their sales process for them. They spend 47% of their revenue on networking, introductions, and referrals. 47% of their money. Why do they do this? Because women have a mindset issue, especially when it comes down to charging their value and their worth. This is because society says that women are not breadwinners, men are. So when women ask for more money, they're seen as greedy and gold diggers.
I'm following because I remember somebody said this about women businesses tend to make less over time, and I didn't know all this, and especially women of
They're
color.
making less, but you have to go to the why they're making less. They're making less because, like, even when back in the day when I had to think about having a job, one of the things that, like, if I battled to get more money, I remember one guy asking me, "Well, why do you need it?"
I mean, I need it for the same reason everybody needs
It didn't matter whether I needed it or not. I wanted it. And I deserved it and I worked for it. Right. And so that's what I mean. So when women have higher prices, when women have higher dollar amounts, they specifically struggle because society sees a woman asking for her value as being a greedy and a gold digger. Right. And so now we have to help them understand their value proposition. And because most pricing is what I call PUFA, pulled out of
Yo, bud.
Right. So right, since most pricing is that, women especially have a very hard time communicating the value of that, especially when they want to get into higher tiers. So when I start talking about having six-figure conversations, they can't they recognize it, they dream of it, but they start thinking of all the things they have to do to earn that six figures rather than understanding the value that they bring to the table that helps them deserve that six figures.
Mm, okay. She
Right.
pulling the stats and the research on y'all. She said she top five for a reason. Okay.
Yeah, I live on stats, right?
Okay.
Um, so those two things, and then the third thing is that if you look at the top 1% of men
Mm-hmm.
will put sales skills in their top five skill set, and they will tell you that they knew how to sell before they knew their expertise. In fact, the way they got their expertise was going and selling in lots of markets.
Mm.
Women, however, let a company determine what their expertise would be. Then they left that company and went and hung out a shingle, and they put sales in their bottom five skill set.
Mm.
However, women who break through the revenue barrier, because there is a serious revenue barrier that women run into, and it's at all different levels. It's that the 100,000, 250, 500,000 level, and I get people who go, I made it to 497, but they can't get to 500,000 and beyond. And the reason that they can't get to that 500,000 and beyond is, quite honestly, one of the challenges that they're running into is that they're not they're not learning how to sell in a way that's comfortable for them.
Mm. Okay.
Right? I tell
Okay.
people all the time, Eve was the first sales pro.
She low key was. I'm on the
Right?
chronological Bible reading plan. It's a fact.
She was the first sales pro. Sales is in our DNA. However, we historically feel cringy and uncomfortable about sales because at the end of the day, we try to sell like a man rather than knowing how to sell like a woman. And here's the thing. The reason that Microsoft and Starbucks and Amazon and government contractors and stuff like that hire me is because you don't have to be a woman to sell like a woman. What it's really saying is use your intuition, use your finesse, use your listening skills, use all those things that you
Come
have.
on.
Men have them too, right? We literally tell women, like, this is something that's almost natural to you to nurture a sale. We teach men how to do it. And in certain and quite honestly, when men know how to do it, they're like, nah, this is way easier than like grunting my way through a sale. I'm like, I know. Like, we know.
Okay. You dropped something good. I don't want the people to forget it. Now, you said men will say that one of their top five skills is sales. Now, I can attest to this because if y'all have been keeping up with the podcast episodes, almost every single agency owner that we've had that's hit $1 million said in some form or fashion they were in sales prior to them starting that company. So we can't excuse the correlation of I had the skill to be able to sell. So when I started my own business, that's why they were able to hit that $1 million mark or higher. So I want to
And
point out she made that statement that
yep.
there is a reason there versus on the women's side. And we know I love the ladies because shout out to both my grandparents, my grandmas, and my mama. So I've been shocked. This is something I've been learning over like the last year about. There's such a big discrepancy on the women's side because in my head, what do you mean? Like, and it
Because
could be
remember,
because I'm,
women can't ask for their value. We're not allowed to ask for money.
and see, I didn't know this because in my world, right, being an African American male, black women are strong. So what do you mean they can't ask? What do you mean they can't go out and do? Because all I know is my mama held it down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
All I know
now
is,
I love that you said that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back.
okay.
Being an African American woman raised up in the hood, right? I was homeless at 19. Listen, let me go ahead and break this down. When you are a woman and you ask for something, there is an
Mm-hmm.
expectation,
Oh, you going there? Okay, okay.
right?
You talking facts though.
And so there is a seed planted that has not been plucked in regards to if you ask for something, you want something, and there are labels associated with that. you are
Yeah.
gold digger, you are greedy, right? Then
Mhm.
there are other more nefarious labels that they could put to it. So
Right.
at the end of the day, women go, here's the thing, women cannot break through their revenue barrier if they don't know how to sell. They
Fact.
cannot, right? They will always run into one barrier and it will always push them back. Period. The end. That's why I can teach this to men and they do well. But when I teach it to women, they go, oh my God, and they soar. Men do well because they already know how to sell. And that is the one mindset issue men don't generally run into, is a money mindset issue. Now, they might have a hard time talking about some money if they have survivor's guilt, or if they came from a poor background, or they don't know, they don't have a place to put their money. They might have more of a challenge. But women, when they break through their barrier, they literally start crushing it like nobody's business. But I have talked to women who are extremely successful. And what I mean by that is they're doing 7 figures. And then they tell me I can't get to 8. I'm like, I know. I know exactly why you can't get to 8.
Okay. Ooh, gotta go there because $1 million agency. Okay. So they've
Right.
done the hard work to get to the million.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had people on here that say that the only difference between going from 1 million to 5 or 5 to 10 is not a skill issue at that point. They've been saying it's a delegation issue and making sure you don't have the hero complex that you have to do it all. You agree or disagree or want to add to?
That and so when you have female agents, so it's how they got there. I have female agents and agencies and business owners that have made it to $1 million. However, they killed themselves getting there. So now we go, okay, it's a delegation issue. No, they weren't charging enough.
Oh, I wasn't ready for this one.
It wasn't, it was a money issue.
So as in like, I'll just use some stats from the marketing side. So on average for like SEO website side, you're talking 1,500 to 3K a month. You're saying on average they're not charging that.
They're probably not charging enough. It's not about the amount of money they're working, it's about the amount of work they're doing for the money. I cannot tell you how many of my clients show up to me and I'm like, besides the fact that your messaging is not right, your offer is busted as hell and we got to fix that, you're charging paupers dollars for what you're doing. Yeah, maybe they're charging $1,500 a month, but they're doing $4,000 worth of work.
Mm.
Because again, there is a certain guilt associated for women, especially in regards to the amount of money they can earn for the work that they do. Right? It's switching that around. I can tell you right now, I'll take a woman and most anyone, but I'll take a woman and I'll say, let's list out all the things that you do for that $25,000 a year program. And then I'll say, now I want you to charge $50,000 a year. And number one thing she'll say is, oh, well, I got to figure out all the things I have to do. And I'm like, what if I told you don't have to do anything extra? Well, I can't do that. Why not?
See, I like this because I've thought this before too. Somebody, Kim, you need to raise your price. And I'm like, okay, let me go see what I can add to it. What other things can I put in? You're saying that's wrong because
why do you need to? Because you're probably undervalued. Most people, again, remember where I said they got their number from? It was PUFA. They went and looked at what their competitors doing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to keep up with my competitors on price." I'm gonna tell you right now, when I ran my company and we were working with government contracts, we were the highest priced company out there. I am not the cheapest coach by a long shot. My programs are $2,550 and $100,000 a year. Period. The end.
the end. And she said that with confidence and conviction.
Right. But I get results. I get results. So at the end of the day, right, when my coach challenged me and said, because at one point I didn't have $100,000 program, he goes, why don't you have $100,000 program? And I'm like, I haven't figured out what to put in it yet. Me in sales, who knows better, I still had to have a coach tell me, what makes you think you got to put something else in it? You built a 200.
Well, wait. I'm okay because I'm stuck right here now. So maybe you finna. Because to your point, well, if I'm a charge more, that means by default I have to do more. Normal human And you're
You're going
saying
to
that is
charge
wrong.
more.
Okay.
You're going to charge more, which means by default, your clients are going to get better results.
I agree with that because the people
That
are
doesn't mean you
highest
have to do
paying.
more work, though. That doesn't mean you have to do more work. That means you have to get better clients. Let me show you my ways. Okay, here we go. Back
Okay.
up with me. All right. So let's say I was charging $1,000 a month.
Okay.
I'm going to get clients who think $1,000 a month is a lot of money, which means if they make $12,000 that year from my efforts, then they feel like they did an amazing job. I spend $12,000 a month on a coach. So if you told me I was going to make $12,000 extra a year, I'd be like, bro, for real? I'm paying a coach $12,000 a month. $12,000 extra a year?
That's not enough to make you get out of
Right.
bed.
So let me talk to somebody who goes, Dawnna, I'm trying to get to 6-figure months.
Oh, wait. Ooh, before you go there. But then there's the thought of like, okay, but if I up my, because this is what I hear. If I up my prices, then I'm not going to get as many sales calls. I'm not going to get as many leads,
And you're
which
not.
doesn't that mean I'm leaving money on the table? Oatmeal is better than no meal.
No, actually. How many people has McDonald's served as compared to how many people have that 5-star Michelin restaurant serving who has a bigger profit margin? Keep in mind, McDonald's makes its money not through burgers, but through real estate. Why you
Okay,
looking at me?
keep going. Keep going.
Right? So think about it. Why is McDonald's getting rid of all these people? Because their profit margin isn't huge. So they might be
Right.
serving billions. They're serving billions, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
5-star Michelin restaurant who's serving 10 people, but those people are Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Kim
Right. That's going to spend $300 for their 3-course meal.
for they drink. For they drink.
Mm.
They're walking away with a 10,000. No, it's who you're serving. If my clients are making $500,000 a year, then paying me 2,500, 5,000, or 10,000 a month for them is okay.
I can agree with this.
I'm doing the same thing. Here's the thing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting the same results. However, the results that I get are quantified different.
Correct. Oh, yes, we
Yes.
get into the money. Yes, because you
Yes.
get bigger results because it's bigger money we
Exactly.
play with.
Exactly. So I'm doing the same thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you a really good example. Here's a perfect pricing example. I went to this makeup artist for a photo shoot, and he and I started talking. And he said his biggest problem in his business is that, people will balk at him about the money. And I'm like, well, how much are you charging? He goes, $135 for a face. And I'm like, yeah, so charge. I said, what's your competitors that charging? About 135 to 150. I'm like, cool, charge 175.
He
And he's
flipped
like,
out, didn't he?
what? He looked at me like I had lost my whole mind. What? I'm like, charge 175, because when you're dealing with people like me, I'm gonna go to the person charging 175, because now I think the people all charging 135 to 150 are all the same.
Ooh.
I think the person charging 175 bringing some extra magic. He goes, yeah, but what's the extra magic I got to do? I'm like, shit, serve mimosas. Change the
Which is
experience.
very low cost on his end, but gives a different experience.
Change the experience. You don't have to change. Yes, stay on top of your game in regards to your expertise, but now you have enough money to do so.
This is so funny because I have a buddy that is such a good-hearted person and does photos. And we told him the same thing. He's like, yeah, but I ain't gonna get as many. I'm like, bro, I've
No,
done
you're
photo
not.
shoots. Ain't nobody do. I mean, he make you feel comfortable. He got you some. He get the kids involved. He got the setup. He gonna have your stuff back in 48 hours or less. You gonna have about 120 pictures. I'm like, bro, and he just like, nah, Cam, because ain't nobody else charging like that. And I'm like,
Well, and people don't know how to go in and make themselves a unicorn. There's your other challenge. right? So I'll use us. I could I could teach anybody how to sell. And quite honestly, I can teach anybody how to sell in 90 minutes. And it's just because we have such an amazing methodology and it's so easy to learn. So I can teach anybody how to sell in 90 minutes. That's why when we do our 6-week challenge, when we do our 6-week course, 3 weeks of it is a competition and challenge because you already learned how to sell. Your next sales call, you're closing it. And I literally mean that. We got the receipts to show it, right? However, going and teaching someone how to sell, I could do that to anybody. So now I'm not a unicorn. There's 1,000 people out there teaching people how to sell, right? So now I'm beating Grant Cardone, who I've won contracts against. Now I'm beating Grant. Now I got to compete against Grant Cardone. Now I got to compete against, I don't know, Jeremy Minor, and all these other guys are out here selling. Okay, so now I want to be a unicorn. I want to speak to my people. So what did I say? Can I teach men how to sell? Absolutely. Have I? Absolutely. Right? So then I go, no. I have a powerful sales method built for women who are experts, coaches, consultants, and agency owners. Mm-hmm. Oh, now I whittled it down. Mm-hmm. So if you selling a widget, I can't help you. But if you bartering on your brilliance, I got you covered. And what do they want? They want a new way to effortlessly enroll in clients. And they don't want to do cringeworthy, hard-selling, dudish tactics. They are tired of leaving money on the table. They don't want a seat at the table. They want to build the table, put a buffet, and leave no crumbs. That's who I'm talking to. Women who are already selling and they're badasses, but they recognize that they're leaving money on the table and they want a new and more effortless way to enroll clients. That is very niche. I can say things that Grant Cardone can't. I can say things that Jeremy Minor can't. I can say, Eve was the first sales pro. Sales is in your DNA. You don't want to sell like a man. You want to sell like a woman. Let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how sales is more in line with dating, something that you already know how to do, than it is with anything that you've seen these men doing. The reason you're uncomfortable selling like a man is because you feel like you troll in a bar. Let me show you how to get them to buy you the drinks. Completely different. Most clients aren't going out there and being a unicorn. They're going out there and doing what everybody else does. I had a client the other day and she said she was a divorce recovery coach. And I said, we started talking and I said, so you like FEMA for divorces? And she's like, yeah. I said, so you dealing with all these people with trauma? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, so let's talk about what you really do. And then it turned out she wasn't a dating coach either, because most people think when they start going in, they're going to be serious about dating, that they're getting into relationships. No. She is a dating readiness coach. And she specifically works with divorcees who are empty nesters or near empty nesters. Now, I'm not even going to tell you what a dating readiness coach is.
Yeah.
But what does it sound like to you when you hear the word dating readiness?
I guess somebody who they ready to jump back out there, but I'm kind of not ready, but I really want to be with somebody, but the game done changed.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I don't have to even explain to you like, oh, this is somebody I'm ready today, but not really, because I don't know what's out in these streets, and I don't even want to like trying to get married. I just want to figure out how to go out again. That's a dating readiness coach. Because right now everybody go out with with the whole idea of I'm gonna get married, and she's like, what if you just went out with the idea of we gonna eat dinner and talk and laugh and maybe go to a movie? Right. So she's a dating readiness coach. I help you get ready to start dating, not date.
Okay, pause. Now, we taking y'all on a journey. Notice the sales coach is teaching you already is real subliminal. See, when all these geniuses on here, I done learned how to decode what they think. What she's trying to say is, what she's trying to say is, part of your issues or a lack of growth can be in your titles, the words you're using, the labels that you're giving yourself, because that in and of itself can shift the perspective or the branding so that you attract the right people. So see, you may have been struggling because you were calling yourself something that don't.
I'm a marketing agency owner. How many? I could throw a rock right now in my backyard and hit 10 marketing agency owners. What happens is a lot of times these people lack the testicular fortitude and the ovarian audacity to niche down. They don't niche. And so they start selling to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Listen, when I actually went and said I was going to do sales for corporate, I was very specific. Every one of those companies I named, I only do sales and tech. Now, again, could I teach you how to sell this widget? Absolutely. I only do sales and tech. The guy who owns European Wax paid me extra because it wasn't a tech company. Can I? Yeah, but that's not. You have to. And then I became known in that space where people are like, "Oh, you getting Dawnna? Oh my God, how'd you get her? Are people screaming that about you? How'd you get them? How did you get them? If they're not screaming that, you are not a unicorn."
Okay, now let's take it to another stage. So, all right, now you done found the unicorn. Now, from a finance perspective, because of course, to your point, all right, you got the 3 packages, 25, 50, 100 grand. So how are you pre-qualifying? Because you made it clear, hey, what make us special is we don't work with 1,000 people at a time either. I'm only taking 20, however many max. So now from a financial perspective, because we always want to tie that in as well, what are you seeing that the people who are coming to you have or don't have from a finance perspective? Because to your point, I'm coming to you because I need to make more money, whether that's getting to the 100K, getting 500K, or whatever those numbers are. So what are some maybe similarities you're seeing in some of these different clients?
I got you. There are 3. So we use something called God, the gauntlet of disqualification.
Okay.
Right. Our process is literally a 4-step process. And the second part of that process is God, the gauntlet of disqualification. And there are 3 areas that we look at. We understand exactly what your challenge is. We understand the results that you want to get. We have all that nailed down. We've listened to you talk probably for like 30 minutes at this point, right? So we have this laid down. And we have asked very deep, detailed questions about your company, and we've really gotten you to talk. Basically, we've gotten you to fall in love. And we've told you that we have your solution because at this point, we know what solution you need. Now we're going to ask you the 3 areas. Time. Listen, we have one-to-one coaching, private business advisory services where you can get on the phone with me anytime you want because we have an unlimited package. Are you going to, and we call it a common sense calendar. So if you think you can get on my calendar every day, because then you ain't got no common sense, you don't deserve my calendar, right? So we're very clear about this, right? It's a common sense calendar for a reason, right? You have access to it every day, but are you going to get on it every day? No, because that would be stupid. Like, come on. Okay. So with that said, the first thing we look at is time.
Okay.
Right? If I give you something, will you actually make the time to do it? Or is every time I'm gonna get on the phone with you, you're gonna give me an excuse?
That's good.
Right? That's number 1. So time. Because a lot of people will want the solution, but they won't actually put in the time. So if there's no space for you to carve out 3 to 4 hours a week, maybe even 6 hours a week in your schedule, then it's not going to work. Because we know how long it takes. Based on what their challenge is, we know it's somewhere between 3 and 6 hours, right? We have certain activities that we do. For example, we have a quarterly unmastermind to ensure that people are actually elevating in their business. And it happens in Orlando, and we stay in mansions. And I get everything's all inclusive. It's easy. Are you going to carve out the time to do that at least 2 times a year? Because if not, it's not going to work. Right? So time is the first thing. The second thing is effort. So let's say you carve out these 3 to 6 hours. Are you going to be stuck on your couch eating Chunky Monkey watching 90 Day Fiancé on binge? Or are you actually going to do the work? Do you need someone to hold you accountable? Do you need an accountability partner? Because if you do, that's fine. We have them. Do you need office hours where you can actually sit in front of your computer and have co-working sessions so we can hold you accountable?
I like it. Right? I like it.
So
okay.
We look at time and we look at effort. Because here's the thing. We have guarantees on ourselves. We guarantee you're going to 2x what you invested. So we need to make sure you're going to do the work. And then finally, we look at investment. we know that there are 3 levels of investment for sure, right? So we're like, which level of investment is right for you? And we don't actually want you to spend your money. We want you to use other people's money. That's why we have financing available. So this might only cost you $500 a month, but you're going to pay it off in the next 6, right? And so we really want you to be smart enough to know how to use other people's money. We tell people all the time, like, you should not be paying us $2,500 a month. Like, you really should be financing this. They shouldn't be paying us $2,500 a month. They shouldn't be paying us $5,000 a month. They should be financing it because we're going to make sure they make that money in 6 months, as long as they put in the time and the effort. Come on. You and I both know financially, OPM, right? Financially OPM. There is good debt you buy, but it's bad. So how does good debt turn into bad debt? Good debt turns into bad debt when in 6 months you done took that time and you done sat on the couch and you eating Chunky Monkey and you watching 90 Day Fiance and you're not doing the work. When you don't have the testicular fortitude or ovarian audacity to change your title, make the transition, and go into the niche where we know there's money. When you out here trying to commoditize yourself and compete against everybody else on the same price. We know those things right there will not help you break that revenue ceiling, and it will not help you double your investment at all. And double your investment is a joke. That is a minimum. That's something we laugh at, right? And so we make sure that they have those 3 things: time, effort, money. And the last one, quite honestly, is mindset. If somebody's mindset is so busted, we have a mindset coach. We are like, you need to make sure you're on that mindset coach's calendar at least once a month and doing exactly what they're telling you to do. And we talk. They get 2 business advisors and a mindset coach. Well played.
Okay. Now, let's go this a step further. Okay. Now they're starting to make money. They're doing what you're saying. I'm doing my homework. I'm showing up to the calls. I'm engaging with you to make sure I get the best. Now, because I'm going to tie this in with the agencies. Okay. Now I'm making, I have my first 30K month. Now I'm getting a 50K. What are some maybe new issues? Because I never made 50K in 1 month before. I never made 75 or 100 grand. Now, what are some of the issues you're having to coach these people on in order to keep them moving in the right direction? Because I can say it from the accounting side, but
yeah. So I was going to say, number 1, we got to make sure that they have somebody handling their finances that's not them.
Percentage of people that don't already have this when they're coming to you and at this point.
90% don't have it. 90%.
Why do you think that is? Because to your point, I would say,
and
you said what?
Because they know how to use Excel, and that's all they plus minus Excel. That's it. They don't. Here's the thing. I'm gonna blame it a little bit on your people with the
numbers. No. Because I fundamentally believe the accounting industry is broken from the standpoint of we think there's value in a balance sheet and income statement.
And that's not true. Do not.
And, right. They'll take it and they'd be like, oh, okay, thank you.
Right. And the things that my people in accounting, and by the way, my co-founder, Chanel Evans, is a former CPA. And she doesn't even do our book. Somebody else does. So with that said, the challenge is that when you talk to accounting people and people in the financial services and the fractional CFOs and all that, they talk about balance sheets and Excels and all that other stuff and audits. And I'm like, ain't nobody in their whole life say, oh, you know what I really want for Christmas? If you could give me an audit, that would be so amazing. Oh my God. I can't wait to get one of those. Nobody asked one of those. But if you can show me how to keep more money in my pocket, if you can go down to a niche and you can start talking about, listen, let me show you how to turn your 40% profit margin into a 45% profit margin into a 52% profit margin. Let me show you that there are things that you're not writing off that you absolutely should write off. Let me show you how to write off some things right now that you absolutely are using right now. Let me show you how to write those off. You didn't even know you could. Let me show you how you should not put all this write off in this one category and how you should be splitting it among other categories. Let me show you how to keep more money. They're not saying that. They're like, let me do an audit. They're using they're using expert centric language and not client centric language.
And I had to learn that because that was me. I remember like 3, 4, maybe even 5 years ago. I'm on LinkedIn. This is how you do an S corp and da da da. And I'm like, dang, only 2 people like this post. But
And
then
what they're not talking about is why. Why is that important to people? And
I didn't get
every
that till like 2
entrepreneur,
years ago.
yeah, it makes a huge difference when you understand that your language has to change.
Okay. So 90-ish% of the
Oh,
people
definitely, yeah.
aren't having financials, but they know they're making money.
Hmm.
So your first recommendation, of course, is you need somebody. What are some other things you're telling? Because the reason I ask this is because agencies are growing, which you know this, they grow
Hmm.
relatively fast. And so it's very challenging when we're talking to them. It's like, hey, yeah, we'll handle the taxes and we'll start saving and cutting and all of that. But I'm like, hey, what are your systems like? What are your processes?
Well,
How
the
are
first
you
thing you
doing
tell
this?
them to do is the first thing I do with them, which you gotta know that, like, if I could get it on video, that just to watch their face melt off, is this. I go, so you're an agency owner, and I know how they became an agency owner, and a lot of them are DFY, and DFY agency owners are the number one agency owners to burn out and go out of business than any other agency out there. The number one. They go out of business faster than anybody else because they don't know how to do this. Take your fingers off of your keyboard.
Oh,
If I told you that for the next 3 weeks you had to take your fingers off of your keyboard, how would your business run? They literally die.
yeah, they gonna have a panic attack.
Oh, they have a whole, and because their mindset is, well, nobody can do it as good as me. And I'm like, okay, but will your clients still get results? Great. I don't need them to do it as good as you. I need them to get the client results. I don't need them to do it like, and what they really are saying is they're not doing it like me. They don't have to do it like you. They need to get the client results for real, for real. I mean, think about it. We have moved our ego out of the way and we go, no, no, no. There's 3 of us. There's 2 business advisors and there's 1 mindset coach because we recognize that one person shouldn't be handling all of your business. And so we really do break that out, right? And so the first thing we tell them to do is, number 1, take your fingers off your keyboard, and then I want you to go and get the crystal clear quadrant, which is a woman who handles all of this. She's an OBD, and what she does is she goes, let's use the quadrant to determine, because I don't tell them where they should what they should or should not hire, but in that quadrant, in the 4th spot, it literally says this is what you need to hire for first. Most people don't know what they need to hire for. They're like, I'm just going to get a VA.
I
To
don't
do
know why
what?
they think the VA
To
gonna.
do what? My social media. Why? What about all this other crap over here that you should not be doing? Because it is not forward facing. It is not future facing. It is not making you money. Why are you working in your business? And that's the other thing. Most people don't know the difference between working in your business and on your business. But here's a quick way to remember it. My son used to always jokingly say that his brother was going to be in the news and he was going to be on the news. You don't want to be in the news. You want to be on the news. So you don't want to work in your business. You want to be on your business.
Okay,
That's
that's fact. Okay, top 3 things
Yep.
to not do if you
Yep.
want to be a $1 million agency firm business.
Number 1, do not lower your rates and do not give discounts. Discounts is the equivalent of stealing from clients.
Wait, because some of my people love that discount. I disagree fundamentally, but some of my people love discounts.
Discount. So when somebody's giving out discounts, they are fundamentally telling me that they have no idea how to sell, and that's the only sales tactic that they go into. That they don't know how to sell.
Well, I'm gonna be honest here and say I've given a discount. So okay.
Absolutely, because you wanted to close the deal, which means you didn't know how to sell. I'm sorry. I love you though. I love you. The way you lean back and that was so cute, but you didn't know how to sell and you was trying to close the deal, so you gave a discount. Or you was in a networking room and you're like, you know what? Because you came out of that room, I'm gonna give you a discount. You part of the problem where those people, again, 22% of your revenue, 22% of your revenue is spent on rooms, networking, introductions, and referrals. Another 25% on average discount is given for people coming out of that rooms. 47% of your revenue, networks, introductions, referrals, and discounts.
So you telling me I could make more money simply by just not doing discounts no more?
First of all, discounts is stealing from your client.
How am I stealing from the client? I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not. You stealing. I'm ready. I got you.
Okay.
So here we go. You got to be ready for it.
Okay.
All right. So you look like you work out. You go to the gym.
I try my absolute best. Yes.
Okay. All right. You look great job. All right. So I want you to imagine that you have a friend who is not in shape. They are not fit at all. In fact, they're to the point that if they don't get it together, that they could have some serious health challenges. Like the doctor then said, you need to lose that weight. You're not going to have knees. You're not going to have a heart. Okay. And we know people like this.
Yes.
And so this person goes to a personal trainer. We're going to call this personal trainer Bob.
Okay.
And Bob says, you know what? I see you, and this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you a different package. I'm going to charge you $50 a month to work out with me. And if you're late or absent or you miss at any time during that month, I'm going to charge you another $50 for that month. So it's going to cost you $100 a month. At the end of the year, this could cost you $1,200. Okay. And you might be like, well, $1,200 is expensive. Not when my life is involved. $1,200 to save my life? Nah. But if you like me, I'm gonna be like, so you said $1,200, Bob? Let me go ahead and give you this $1,200 now. So I ain't got to hear from you for the rest of the year. So then I'm late. I show up how I want to show up, whatever. And Bob is giving you the hookup. He's like, normally I would charge every time, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to charge you for $50 for the month regardless. Here's the other person. The other person says, listen, I'm going to charge you $50 a month. And every time you're late, I'm going to charge you $10. And every time you're late, absent, I'm going to charge you $10. And every time you even think about being late or missing or sick or dead or dying, I'm going to charge you $10. And I'm going to charge you $10 consistently until you show up on time. So if we meet on Friday and we're not supposed to meet on Saturday or Sunday, but meet again on Monday, you're going to get charged $30 for not showing up on time on Friday. Right. See your face? So at the end of the day, this can cost you $300 a month plus another $50. So it'll cost you $350 a month if you decide that you're going to be late on a regular basis. So are you serious or not? Most people will take the first guy who is stealing from your commitment. But the second guy is not. He's holding your feet to the fire. When you give a discount, you steal from your client to line your pockets. Hello?
Okay. All right. Way number 2 and 3.
Does that answer the question about discounts? So
I see it now. I wasn't going there, but because see, I was taught bad. You would probably say bad sales coaching. I was taught, well, hey, you show a certain number to give value. Hey, because you didn't work with us for X amount of time, you missed out on all the greatness that I could have gave you. So I'm gonna bring this down. Therefore, the number is this.
That's not my problem that they didn't. That how is that? No. You can give an incentive. So that would be number 2. You can incentivize behavior that you want. So I'll give you a perfect example. When I do keynote speeches, they're $25,000 a speech. And the way that the industry is set up is that usually it's 50% upfront, 50% 30 days before you speak, right? Usually you find out about a speaking engagement 3 to 6 months out, right? So I could be 6 months from getting all my money. However, I want the client to pay me the full amount in the next 7 days. That's what I want. I know what the industry does. I want something different. So what I'll do is I'll give them a 6% incentive if they reserve the date in full in the next 7 days. It's not a discount, it's an incentive. I am incentivizing the behavior that I want. Most people give discounts because they can't figure out how to close the deal. No, incentivize the behavior you want. They just give discounts because it starts with a D. That's it. I'm just going to give you a discount. No reason at all. The client doesn't actually have to do anything to earn it. They're giving a guilt discount. Oh, you weren't here. You didn't know me and you didn't get this and you didn't get that. No. That does not incentivize behavior. The behavior I want is I want you to pay me now.
Okay, so don't discount. On the flip side, incentivize them to pay early in full. All right, number 3.
So incentivize the behavior you want. And we were asking about the mistakes that they make. So discounting is one, not incentivizing behavior.
Yeah, what are the 3 things you do not need to do if you want to get to $1 million?
Oh, and we talked about this one. Take your fingers off the keyboard. Stop looking. Right now, people have their offers overpacked. It's a part of that confused and overwhelmed thing. I'm just going to keep putting this stuff in. They are speaking in terms of process when they need to speak in terms of benefit and result. Like I said, at a minimum, our people are going to double their investment. So if you're doing $100,000, we're going to make sure if you're investing $100,000, we're going to make sure at a minimum you get 200. You invest 50, we're going to make sure at a minimum you get 100. Why? Because we have skin in the game for you to get results. We have skin in the game, right? So again, that's about incentivizing behavior. So don't feel like you have to overpack your offer. Make an offer with with the results that your clients want. That most people don't do that. To sell the results. What results do they want and how quickly can they get them? Stop selling your brain. Most people are just selling how smart they are. Let me show you how brilliant I am. Let me use the big words. Like, no. What are the results your clients want? My clients want to sell. They want to effortlessly enroll clients. They want to know how to do that. Like, girl just told me. When I tell people straight up, I'm like, I can teach you that in 90 minutes. You can come to a masterclass and learn it in 90 minutes. You want the follow-up, ongoing sales coaching. You want me to show you how to negotiate. You want me to show you how to create proposals that automatically upsell. You want me to show you how to sell into government agencies. You want me to show you how to sell in corporate. But to know how to sell from a basic, I can teach you that in 90 minutes.
Okay, to answer your question, okay. I ain't going to do me on here. Because my people, they want to pay the least amount of taxes possible. And I want to make the most amount of money while doing it. So I got to have both. Exactly. Which is hard, but I mean, I've done it. But I just like, okay.
I want to have the Donald Trump moment. Quite honestly, I want to literally go, I'm a billionaire. I pay $800 in taxes. Like, I might not like the man, but dang, bruh, for real? How? Show me your ways, but don't be in the same room with me. I know that was sketch.
Dang, oh snap. Okay, I didn't even see the time. Okay. Dang it, this was good.
No, you good. Listen, they didn't listen, my people did not come out and go, the GOAT was Dawnna for no reason.
I see. Because she just told y'all no discounts incentivized and take your hands off the keyboard. And that in and of itself, she just gave you the cheat code and now for free. So you can imagine. You pony up.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let's do this. We want to respect your time. We've gone slightly over. Tell the people, again, name a business, who you work with, if they want to reach out to you, like what socials or how to get into. This is your time to tell it, because there's some agencies on here. They may be women. Shout out to all my women. We love them. Or they may be a guy and they like, you know what? I'm tired of sending 50 DMs and having to
And I'm
do.
tired of being cringy and ABC and grunting my way through the sale. Like I
Yeah,
said,
see, they may
listen,
need you. So
I
tell
ain't
the
gonna lie.
people.
I get men. Listen, I get men on here all the time that be like, "Yo, okay." They get on all the time. They're like, "No, no, no, this is good." They love it. So here, my name is Dawnna St. Louis, and yes, my first name is spelled Dawnna. For those of y'all who are listening and watching, that's number one. The name of my company is Fire Savvy, but I got you covered. Go to salessuperstar.net. And here's
Salessuperstar.net. Okay.
yes. Go there and literally download the 4-step framework. Just download the framework. And if you want to, you can get on my calendar after you download it. It's literally a 4-step framework. The whole ebook is nothing but 9 pages. Just go to salessuperstar.net, download the framework. We hold our academy once a quarter. It's 6 weeks. And I love people who are like, well, you know what? I gotta write this book, and I'm gonna write my book right now because that's a priority. I'm like, you ain't gonna sell it. Ain't nobody buying a best written book. People are buying a best selling book.
Mm.
Like for real. We have the academy once a quarter. If you do not prioritize sales, you will not break through your revenue selling. That's it. So go download the ebook. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. It is fire. The picture with Adam and Eve is the bomb. And quite honestly, if you want to get in the academy, I really don't care if you're man and woman. Like I said, I coach anybody. But we also recognize that our messaging has to be. Now, does my methodology work for men and women? Absolutely. I built a $250 million business based on it. I didn't do it by myself. I had a team. They were men. They were all men. Not because I wanted all men, but women weren't in business intelligence at the time. 90 minutes, you can close your next deal. Quite honestly, if they take that framework, and I'm not kidding you, if they take that 4-page framework and they just follow it, they will close their next deal. They will absolutely close their next deal. It works. As long as the person is qualified. If you get somebody who's a BBFU graduate, they broke, busted, and effed up, you ain't gonna close that deal, and you don't want to. But if they get a qualified person on the call, they'll close that next deal without giving a discount. If you close that deal and give a discount, don't even call me. I'm just saying, don't call me.
All right. Is there a social media you want them to reach out to you?
Yeah, they can hit me up on Facebook. My Facebook is easy because it's just Dawnna S.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it. Just to recap, because it was so much. It just came out. Okay. Top 5 sales coach. Number 1 women's sales coach. She told you if you want to make more money, she just gave you a cheat code. No discounts. Incentivize for what you want. And take your hands off the keyboard. Work on it, not in it. Which means, by the way, just in case y'all didn't know, you have to have some systems. You got to have a team. Yes, you're making sales and you're making all the money, but you got to be willing to part with some of that money to make copies and duplicates of yourself.
But you'll make more money when you get out of the way, right? You'll make more money. We got a guest that just showed up to my podcast. You make more money when you get yourself out of the way because now you can take on more clients. We can take on more clients. When I say we only allow 25, we only allow 25 people in our groups, but we have way more clients. We can take on more clients. I couldn't handle 75, 100 clients by myself. No, I need a team.
So that was she said, a cheetah queen. So do what you need to do. Make sure your offers are clarified to the right people. Use the right titles. I'm not just a relationship coach. I'm a divorce readiness or whatever readiness.
Dating exactly.
Use your wording correctly so that way you can attract the right people. Don't think you have to add 17 things in for it to be the top package. Like, know your value. All of these things are super relevant. Right. Thank you so much. I want to
Let me say one thing before you close. Here's the thing. Everyone's thing I want to leave y'all with. If you want more money in your bank account, if you want more commas in your bank account, take those commas out your expertise and your big vow promise. You got to be succinct.
I was going to say, did you want to close and lead the people? But there you go. So, guys, if you want to reach out to her, it was salessuperstar.net.
Yep.
Or connect with her on Facebook. You see, we trying to bring y'all top quality people. She's not telling you something. She's guessed. You heard the client list at the beginning. She works with the best and she's willing to work with you. All you got to do is come and be ready, fit those metrics. But please reach out to her. Like this episode. Share it with somebody who may need the help. Share it with another lady business owner that may be just starting or they're stuck. These are the type of people you need to be in alignment with. So again, Dawnna, thank you so much. Until the next episode, you like this one, blow this one up. Guys, we're going to talk to you soon. Stay safe and until the next episode.